Hi, I'm Mike Stanzillas, Vice President of Membership and Business Development for the Morris County Chamber of Commerce. And we're here today with Beth Dalena. She's the namesake of the law firm Dalena Bosch, and we're celebrating Family Business Week at the Rothman Institute of Fairleigh Dickinson University. Beth, how are you?
I'm good, Mike. How are you?
I'm doing great, thank you. So, you are the namesake of this firm. It started with your dad back when?
1959.
1959, wow. So tell me, how long did your dad have this firm before you joined the firm?
Well, I joined the firm when I completed Seton Hall Law School in 1982.
Mm-hmm.
I took the bar exam that July. I found out in November that I had indeed passed the bar exam. I was clerking with a judge, and the following spring when the clerkship ended, I joined my dad.
So straight from law school into working with your dad.
Mm-hmm.
Were you inspired by your dad to become an attorney when you were in high school? Was this a plan of yours to come right into the family business?
Absolutely. I knew at a very young age that this is the business that I wanted to run for myself. I wanted to have the same type of a practice that my father had, really serving the community, being fair with people, being honest with people, and providing a service that I think got lost in translation in some of the larger operations that were out to just make money.
Wow, that's fantastic. Fair and honest with people. I think that pretty much sums up what your law firm is all about. Did you have any brothers that were competing for this position with you at all?
I did not. I am one of 4 daughters.
Ah.
Yes. So
Daddy's little girl.
I suppose so. I was the oldest.
Well, that's great. So you came right out of law school into the law firm, and you worked with your dad for a number of years, and then you eventually took over. So tell me about the transition of how you ended up taking the helm.
So we had a number of partners over the years. My father was partnered for some time with Sam DeAngelis, who has his own practice now, with Lou Trelanza, who also has a practice with Sam, with Steve Fletcher. A number of great lawyers found their way through the law firm and actually learned how to practice law under the tutelage of my dad.
Yeah.
And I never had any inspiration to leave for bigger and better things. I never saw myself in a larger operation. So as time went on, I began to take more of the cases from him. I was drawn towards divorce and family law, and there's a lot of that business to be had. So the firm morphed from a general practice in the 50s to more of a firm devoted into family matters.
That's fantastic. And then, at some point in time, you brought on a very dynamic young attorney here. Who's that? Tell us.
That would be my partner, Jessica Bosch.
Jessica Bosch. All right, so we're going to talk to her also.
Yeah.
All right, well,
We
that's
joined
great.
forces in 2014.
2014. So here we are now with our new attorney, Jessica Bosch, and she was brought on to this amazing law firm. I'm sure Mr. Albert Dalena is happy to have you here, and he's smiling from wherever he is right now. We talked earlier about honesty and integrity, and those are the ethos that Beth's father impressed upon her, and she practices that way every day. What was it about that appealed to you, and why are you here now?
Sure. Well, Beth and I became business partners in 2014. We were actually adversaries on a case, and through working against one another, essentially, on a case, we learned that we had very similar values, both in business and how we want to practice. And those values came from Albert Dalena, the founder of our firm. So both ethically and how we actually want to do a case as far as the financials of a firm go.
Oh, that's fantastic. So in business and at the Morris County Chamber of Commerce, we see people that are competitors join forces, and it really works out well. And here is a classic example of that. So, off camera, Beth, you'd mentioned something to me about your fee structure, and I really found that fascinating, appealing, and really actually quite heartwarming to hear. So why don't you tell us a little bit about how you manage that?
So we are practicing in the area that we practice in because we really enjoy what we do. We enjoy helping people, and it feels good to make a difference in somebody else's life in one of the most difficult events that they're ever going to go through. We feel that we charge our clients fairly, and we charged based on the difficulty level of the case. Too often in our profession, people want to look at the bottom line. Some attorneys want to look at a tax return before they're even going to quote a fee to a client. We feel that's wrong. We charge by the difficulty of the case, the hours that it's going to take, and we are ultimately very fair. We very rarely are taken to an arbitration for our fees, if ever. So.
If ever.
Wow, that is fantastic. So, I'm sure that Mr. Albert Dalena is smiling down on this firm right now, and he's very proud of his daughter, Beth Dalena, and what she's been able to do with his great legacy. So, thank you both for being here today.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.